and find a way. Find a way. One game season. Win this game. 29 of them. Go fight. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, squad. What do you say? Have a day. Have a day. The Wofford way. What do you say? Team. 1, 2, 3. Team.
Fourth and final game of the day here in Jacksonville, Florida. Out of the West region, the 12th-seeded Wofford Terriers take on Arkansas out of the SEC. The winner here will see North Carolina in the round of 32 after the Tar Heels just held off a great fight from Harvard, winning by 2 points. And back courtside with former Villanova coach Steve Lapis, I'm Andrew Catalon. Jamie Erdahl will join us in just a moment. We've had a wild day here, partner, in Jacksonville with Georgia State winning close to the buzzer. Harvard almost pulling off the upset. And now a great matchup in our final game between Wofford and Arkansas. Two contrasting styles.
Well, there's been one theme, really, in 3 of the 4 games that we've had here today. You've had one team that's very good at controlling the ball but wants to play slow, and another team that wants the game to be speeded up. We have that style again. And what we've seen in those other 2 games, the team that wants to play slow has the easier time of controlling tempo. Carolina was able to win a game with a team playing slow. Let's see if Wofford can get it done against a very tough, very athletic Arkansas team.
And for Arkansas, it all revolves around Bobby Portis, the SEC Player of the Year, same conference as Kentucky, and Portis with big numbers in his sophomore season.
He's had a terrific season. He does everything. He's the captain. When is a sophomore ever captain of a team? Well, for Mike Anderson, he has one now. And then you have for Wofford, Cochran, the only player in the nation, a 6'1" guard who leads his team in 5 categories, including blocked shots. It's almost unheard of in 5 categories.
It's your first tournament, the 4th game of the day, and you've got as much energy as you had at 4 a.m. when you woke up this morning.
What's better than this, let me tell you.
Moving closer to tip-off here in Jacksonville between Wofford and Arkansas. The tip-off is coming up next. Moments away from tip-off between Wofford and Arkansas. And as we mentioned, it's been a crazy day here in Jacksonville. Earlier this afternoon, Georgia State and R.J. Hunter with the 3 with 2.6 to go. Georgia State knocks off 3rd-seeded Baylor. And then in the previous game here, Harvard and North Carolina tied. Justin Jackson with the flush. Tar Heels by 2. Wesley Saunders for the lead. Almost. And North Carolina escapes. And they await the winner of this game here between Wofford and Arkansas. Mike Young, in his 13th season, the Southern Conference Coach of the Year. For the 3rd time, he's done a tremendous job with the Terriers. And here's a look at his starting lineup. And Steve already mentioned it. It all revolves around Carl Cochran, averaging better than 14 points a game for the Wofford Terriers. They went 28-6 this year. And for Arkansas, their starting 5, Bobby Portis, 2nd in the conference with 17.5 points per game and 8.5 rebounds per game. Also, Michael Qualls, 7th in the league, averaging 15 a night. For Mike Anderson, who's in his 4th season, the longtime Arkansas assistant under Nolan Richardson, now back to coach the Razorbacks, and they finished 2nd in the SEC this year with a 13-5 record. First NCAA Tournament appearance for Arkansas since 2008. Meanwhile, Wofford in the big dance for the 2nd straight year. They lost to Michigan in the round of 64 a year ago. Mike Roberts, Chris Beaver, Jose Carrion, our officials, and we are set to go. The 4th and final game of the day in Jacksonville. And a spot in the round of 32 on the line. Madden tips it over to Anton Beard, and Arkansas with the first possession.
Well, you're going to see this Wofford team play that same kind of defense that we saw last game by Harvard. A packed-in man-to-man. They'll play that 90 of the time. Arkansas, on the other hand, will pick up full, come back man-to-man, but they will press 27% of the time, one of the highest amounts in the nation.
Arkansas made the SEC championship game, losing to Kentucky on Sunday, 78-63. Beard's first shot is off the mark, out of bounds to Wofford. Keep an eye on the Terriers early. They won the Southern Conference championship game. That was 10 days ago, so it's been a long layoff for Wofford. Collins throws up an air ball out of bounds to Arkansas.
One thing you can expect to see from Wofford, they're one of the best teams in the country of three-point field goal differential between their offense and their defense. They shoot it at 38% and they hold people to 30. 8% differential, top 20 in the nation.
Portis matched up with Skinner. Harris turnaround jumper. Razorbacks are on the board.
And that's a tough shot. I mean, I think if you're Mike Young, you're saying, that's okay. They're not going to make those for 40 minutes and beat us.
Garcia goes to the ground. He lost it. Numbers for Arkansas. Beard. Wild shot. Portis to follow. And a foul is called as Portis tried to put it back up and in.
And that was great pressure from Arkansas. You know, Mike Anderson worked for Nolan Richardson for many years, and they played the fastest, he calls it the fastest 40 minutes in basketball, where they pressure you all over the place. They make you want to play. They don't want to let you hold it and be smart and do the things that you want to do. So they're going to come out and try and get after Wofford. The question is Wofford going to handle this pressure?
And there is Nolan Richardson in the house tonight, now 73 years old. As we mentioned, Mike Anderson was his assistant on that 1994 national championship team.
Mike had tremendous success at UAB and then at Missouri and now here at Arkansas.
Taking his third team to the NCAA Tournament. Cochran for three. Offensive rebound to Gordon and back out to Garcia. You can already see this attacking style of defense for Arkansas.
Look how far out Wofford's running their offense.
Cochran bounces to Gordon!
You sang that like a tune.
It was pretty.
You watch how Wofford plays defense. They play defense with their heels on the three-point line. They're not going to come out at all. They're the opposite of Arkansas.
And they force a steal. Gordon through the lane. Not this time. Madden is fouled on the drive before the shot. As we go back to that big finish from Justin Gordon.
Well, that was a good pass. Bobby Portis comes up to give a little too much help there, and that's how he ends up getting this easy dunk.
Gordon known for his dunks. Moved into the lineup the fourth game of the season, has started every game since. That foul was on Carl Cochran, his first. Portis. They still fight for it, and now Collins has it.
They've got a lot of good minutes from C.J. Newman. He's a banger out there. He will box you out. He's got a big body. That's what he needs to do. And Arkansas will switch everything. Bobby Portis may guard Carl Cochran some tonight, but they switch so much.
Cochran with a great play to throw it off the leg of Madden. It'll stay with Wofford.
Good job there by Cochran.
Shot clock does not reset. 6 seconds for the Terriers to shoot.
That's a tough place to take the ball out of bounds.
Cochran underneath. Could not finish, tipped out, and Harris comes away with it. Offensive foul is called against Rashad Madden. It was Lee Skinner taking the charge.
Good job by Skinner there. You know, Wofford is going to have some decisions to make in this game, because when you play against a team that gambles as much as Arkansas, you need to make them pay for that. They don't have a great defensive field goal percentage. That's a good job they're taking that charge. They don't have a great defensive field goal percentage, Arkansas. They're the kind of team, they either steal it or you got a good chance to score. So you have to attack, but you have to attack very smartly, because you don't want this game to become a track meet.
Thank you. The other side.
Mike Young arrived on the Wofford campus in 1989. Spent 13 years as an assistant, and now in his 13th year as head coach. Ironically, his boss when he was an assistant, Richard Johnson, who was the head coach, is still his boss, as Richard Johnson is now the athletic director. That foul goes against Bobby Portis, his first.
See, that's the kind of whistle that really upsets Mike Anderson. Those are the kind of fouls that Wofford needs called, but that Arkansas doesn't want called.
And we have a whistle. And the officials are meeting to discuss. I don't believe a foul was called.
No, something with the shot clock, I think.
Well, they're putting time back on the clock. The shot clock was off, so they put 23 seconds on the shot clock. Garcia at the free throw line with 10 to shoot. Cochran fakes a three. Now recovers, double teamed. Garcia, there's three on the shot clock. Cochran puts it up, high off the glass, no. And the rebound to Harris.
That was some serious pressure D on that possession, let me tell you.
Arkansas gets after it, no doubt about that. Cochran got his hand on that one for a steal.
Well, this is a great defensive team in their own right. A different kind of defense, but good defense nonetheless.
Teams have combined 2 for 10 to start this game. Allen knocks it in from deep. Jalen Allen, the team's leading three-point shooter at 40%.
Well, he's the one guy that comes off the bench that can make a three-point shot.
Arkansas with 3 turnovers in its last 4 possessions. Qualls for 3. Oh, he's a tough player. Michael Qualls knocks it in.
He rises up. He's got that Twitter handle at Walk On Air, and he does walk on air.
You love that.
I love that. One of the greatest Twitter handles I ever heard, I gotta tell you.
He scored at least 15 points in each of his last 6 games.
And there's a good chance in this game we're gonna see him really walk on air.
Cochran catch and shoot. Book it.
I like what I've seen. I've seen him a lot on tape, but when you see somebody live, it's different. He's also very athletic. He rose up on that jumper way up in the air. Stunting at Portis. They didn't go after him. They're waiting until he puts it on the ground, then they're going to go after him. Trying to keep him off balance.
Five to shoot. Harris straight away 3. And the rebound to Garcia. Could you tell these two teams have been waiting all day to play? They are getting after it here.
No question.
Past the 10 o'clock hour in Jacksonville.
The late night game is a long day.
Cochran out of bounds. What a start here. Wofford leads by 2.
All-State Good Hands update, Ernie Johnson in New York. Stephen F. Austin averages 80 points a game. They've been held well below that by Utah. but there's Ty Charles for 3 to cut it to 3. Now it's a 2-point game with under a minute to play. That game is on True TV. Andrew.
Ernie, what a day. And winner between Utah and Stephen F. Austin. We'll see Georgetown or Eastern Washington. That's the 5-12 game, Utah and Stephen F. Austin. This is the 12-5 game in the West, and Wofford out to an early 2-point lead on Arkansas. With Steve Lapis and Jamie Erdahl, I'm Andrew Catalon. We thank you for joining us here in Jacksonville. Collins for 3.
You don't shoot 38% from 3 as a team and not be able to knock down Jays. They knock them out.
3 of 4 from deep. Qualls with his second triple.
So does he.
Mike Young, the Wofford coach, when we asked him about Qualls yesterday, his response, he's a joke. That's a compliment, a joke. That's how skilled he is.
I've used that to refer to guys that were really good also in my history.
John Swinton into the game. He's got the ball, celebrating his 22nd birthday today. Newman cuts, can't finish.
And I'll tell you this, Andrew, Arkansas is really bringing some serious heat on defense. They are playing hard and really putting pressure on Wofford.
On the shot clock for the Razorbacks. And Qualls throws it out of bounds. Turnover number 4 for the Razorbacks. The big dance is better when you're open to try. Show us you're open to try and go to CokeZero.com.
We're seeing 2 terrific defensive teams.
Moses Kingsley, the sophomore, fixing his shoe. With 12:08 to go first half.
You know, Wofford has withstood this first crush with only 1 turnover. Usually, if you can withstand that first rush, teams' pressure tends to back off a little bit in time, especially on a neutral court.
Foul called on Ja'Cory Williams. Timeout on the floor. Wofford up 11-9 on Arkansas. Years ago to the day, Wofford played here in Jacksonville. The 13th seeded Terriers took a 1-point lead on 4-seed Wisconsin in the second half, but John Ruhr gave the Badgers the lead with 18 seconds remaining and then forced a turnover to secure Wisconsin's victory. That was the last time the tournament was here in Jacksonville, 2010. And for more, we check in with Jamie Erdahl.
That was 5 years ago, Andrew, but Mike Young remembers it vividly. He recalled yesterday when the game was tied with 1:10 left. He looked down the sideline and thought to himself, dear God, I hope this doesn't come down to coaching, because he was staring down at Mr. Bo Ryan. Of course, the final score of that game, 53-49. Right now on his staff, 2 assistant coaches played in that game, Kevin Giltner and Tim Johnson.
Yeah, we had a good chat with Mike Young yesterday, Jamie. We asked him what would happen if he won this game and gave the school its first ever program win. He said he would start running like Forrest Gump back up home. He might not even coach on Saturday. Just keep on running.
I got a feeling he'd be back here Saturday.
10 seconds to shoot.
Look how they pack it in. They're all around the 3-point line.
Williams got it.
Good offense that time by Arkansas. Patient, got a good shot. Here comes the fast 40 minutes, the pressure full court.
And Wofford relatively easily gets into the front court. Wofford so far shooting 2s, they're 1 out of 7. Shooting 3s, they're 3 out of 4.
The question is, how much do they attack? That's this guy attack. He can play.
Carl Cochran. And Wofford back up 2. Kingsley in the lane, blocked by Gordon.
that's the problem with Arkansas. If they don't turn you over, you have a chance to get good shots.
Midway through the first half, and the Terriers up by 5.
Whereas these guys, they just keep you in front. But that was a miscommunication.
Beautiful play by Arkansas to see that defensive breakdown, and Kingsley with the jam. Can Swinton save it? He can.
The other question is, how long can Wofford take this kind of pressure without cracking at some point? Because Arkansas is putting the heat on.
Still just 1 turnover for the Terriers. Arkansas forces 16 per game. That's 7th in the country. And a foul is called against the Razorbacks. Let's take a look at the Infinity Coaches Spotlight. And Mike Young, the Southern Conference Coach of the Year for the 3rd time. 51 years old, his 13th season as the head coach. And he's just done a great job with his program. They're in the NCAA Tournament for the 4th time in the last 6 years. Cochran. Offensive rebound and a foul before the putback by Justin Gordon on the floor against Arkansas.
Well, I know Mike Young was being self-deprecating when he was talking about Bo Ryan. This guy is a really, really good coach.
His name has already been tied to a couple of job openings around the country. At 51 years old, he's been at Wofford for 26 years. Would he leave? Who knows? Right now his focus is on this game, but there's no doubt that athletic directors across the country are well aware of Mike Young. Cochran from 12 feet. Man, is he tough.
You know why he's tough? Because he really rises up on that J.
The SoCon Player of the Year with 7 early points. Madden shot off the mark. Portis the putback, no. And Cochran the rebound.
Boy, Portis went up really soft with that.
No field goals for Portis so far. Cochran's tip is no good. And now Arkansas pushes up ahead.
Garcia trying to draw the foul. He should have just went up with it. They haven't been able to get Portis the ball. I mean, Portis is coming off 2 really bad games.
He's got it here, and he's fouled on the shot. Yeah, last 2 games, Portis 4 out of 21 from the floor. You can get more with the CBS Sports app. Scores, expert picks, projections, and live video for the tournament, the football draft, fantasy, and all sports. Download the CBS Sports app now. Foul is on Lee Skinner. That's his first.
Well, needless to say, Andrew, this game is being played at Wofford's tempo. You know, they have 18 with 8:27 to go, and they're up by 4. To hold Arkansas to 14 points, it's because they're handling the pressure so well.
Arkansas averages 78 points per game. That's 15th in the country. And it led the SEC.
Andrew, it's much easier to control the tempo by playing slow than by speeding it up, especially in the NCAA tournament. When you expect teams to throw it away, they're all good teams no matter what league they come from. They're not going to cough it up on a regular basis.
And a timeout is granted to Wofford with 8:07 to go in the first half. And only 4 points in the paint, and that's a bit surprising when you take a look at this. The average height of the entire roster for Wofford is 6'3". That's the smallest in the entire NCAA tournament field. They only have 1 player taller than 6'7". Cameron Jackson, who only averages 8 minutes a game, is 6'8". So Wofford is small, yet they lead by 4 against Arkansas.
Tough and smart. Better combination.
They're also the 3rd smallest Division I school in terms of enrollment. Only 1,600 students for Wofford, which is located in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
If they can handle this heat for 40 minutes, they deserve to win.
Shot clock violation. They did not get it off in time. Back in Jacksonville, Florida, and Wofford has a 4-point lead as you see our game summary, and it's 4 threes already for the Terriers, 2 from Spencer Collins, and that's been a big factor early on, Coach.
There's no doubt. Well, this team shoots 38% from 3 on the year, so they are a terrific three-point shooting team. They only have 4 guys that can make them, but those 4 guys can shoot them at a pretty good clip.
Meanwhile, a quiet start for Bobby Portis, 0 of 2 from the floor and just 2 points from the free throw line. The SEC Player of the Year has been held in check.
What a great job by Newman not taking that shot fake by Portis. He's physical.
Portis gets his own miss. Back up with it and in. His first field goal of the night. And now some pressure from the Razorbacks. Garcia into the front court to Allen.
And if you notice, Wofford always has a guy in the middle of the floor to bail out the ball handler. That's how you break pressure.
Inside 7 in the first half. Collins free throw line jumper. And Portis the rebound. Qualls drives and he is fouled. Well, Bobby Portis, the SEC Player of the Year. Look at his ranks in the SEC. Second in points, first in total field goals, tied for second in rebounds, and dominant on the glass as well. But as we mentioned, a quiet start.
Yeah, he doesn't really look like he's getting after it physically on the offensive end. This Wofford team, their defense is very physical. They may pack it in, but they really are a physical type team, and they're being physical with Portis.
Foul was on Jalen Allen, and one more here for Michael Qualls, the junior out of Shreveport, Louisiana.
And here comes the full court pressure. They change it. Sometimes they trap, sometimes they just deny their man. That you really don't know what they're going to do.
Wofford nearly 3 minutes without a field goal.
And they switch every screen. Very versatile defenders.
Skinner took too many steps to travel. The third turnover by the Terriers, and the momentum tilting back in Mike Anderson's favor right now.
Well, the pressure's starting to get to them a little bit. You know, it's hard to, because one thing about Arkansas, their pressure is not backing off. They're playing very hard. Wofford has just handled it so far.
Portis turnaround jumper a little too strong. Tied at 18 with 5:50 to go in the first. The winner will face North Carolina in the round of 32 on Saturday. Skinner looking for a call, didn't get it. Up ahead, Madden lays it in.
That was a great rope pass. That's called a rope pass where you, oh, a sneaker went flying.
Rashad Madden just kicked his sneaker into the stands.
Into the stands.
Madden is playing with one sneaker on right now.
But give it to whoever he's guarding.
Gordon, turnaround. And Beard saves it. Madden still with just one sneaker on.
Yeah, why don't they get
And they've just thrown him a sneaker from the bench. And the official stops the game as one of the players in Arkansas threw his shoe.
I mean, that could be a technical foul.
That should be a technical foul.
That's a technical foul. You can't throw a sneaker on the
Watch Madden on the left, kicks it into the stands, and then a player threw his shoe on the floor.
They might be calling one. I think they're going to call a technical foul, which they should. I mean, it's not like it came from here. His sneaker went behind us. That sneaker came from the bench, and that's what they're looking at. That's a technical foul.
It's like in hockey, if somebody breaks a stick, they'll hand you a stick. But this is a little different.
Well, you throw the sneaker, it stops the game. You can't stop the game like that.
I think it should be a technical.
Absolutely.
Watch the right side. Just a sneaker flies onto the court.
I gotta tell you, that's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
It's been a crazy day here in Jacksonville, and that kind of sums it up. I think it was one of the players.
Yeah, I think so too.
I couldn't tell who, but they just took their shoe off and threw it on the floor.
Well, we should check the sizes. We can figure out whose shoe it was because you got to wear the same size as Madden.
Oh boy.
I wonder what they're gonna do here. Oh, here it is. Let's see.
I think it was Ja'Cory Williams.
That is a technical foul. Why would that kid do that? Why would they just use the use it or lose it timeout?
Also, why did Madden kick his shoe in the stands? Was there any need for that?
First of all, kids don't tie their shoes nowadays. It's unbelievable. My last couple of years of coaching, these kids would not tie their shoes. I would say I played basketball for 10 years, for high school and college, and my sneaker never came off because it was tied. If you wear, well, they're low sneakers, so that could happen. I think the refs are like, they got to call a technical foul.
Here's Madden again left, just kicked his shoe into the stands.
Yeah, that's where it started. This is one of the funniest things I think I've ever seen. Now they're going to tell Mike Anderson he's not going to be happy. But
wow, a delay of game warning has been issued.
The game got delayed for 5 minutes. It's, you know, when there's a delay of game is when the ball goes in the basket and the kid touches the ball and it goes out of bounds, and it's like a second. That's like 5 minutes.
Wow.
I don't know about that. That should have been a technical foul.
So the game was stopped for all this time for a warning.
He told us.
That's what they say.
I wasn't going to tell him. I think you're wrong. I wasn't going to do that right here.
Qualls inside, and he stepped out of bounds. Another look.
Yeah, oh, that's it. He's well out of bounds.
Meanwhile, Wofford has not made a field goal in more than 4.5 minutes.
I think the pressure is really starting to get to them a little bit. I mean, look at this. They're stuck. Well, good job of getting it up the floor. I think you have to attack a little bit. Take advantage of some of these 4-on-3s, because when they set up 5 against 5, they're having all kinds of trouble scoring.
Cochran catch and shoot. Man, that is well short. But Gordon collects it. Shot clock does not reset. 7 to shoot.
I don't know if they know it.
Collins draws the contact. Smart play with 2 on the shot clock.
Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to just hold your ground. Alandis Harris, I mean, that's really not good defense. You got to hold your ground. You know it's the end of the shot clock. He's going to take a semi-flyer at least. Can't foul there.
First one is good for Spencer Collins, a 79% free throw shooter with 4:10 to go in the first. You can watch live games on your Amazon Fire HD, Android device, iPhone, iPad, or computer with NCAA March Madness Live. Watch now at ncaa.com/March Madness or download the app today. Collins 2 out of 3. And we are tied at 20. Substitution for Wofford. C.J. Newman back in, and Justin Gordon, who's played an energetic first half. Oh no, they're going to keep Gordon in, and now Lee Skinner comes out.
Would I have been out of line if when the ref came over I said, that should be a team? Would that have been out of line?
Or he could have pulled an Austin Powers. Who throws a shoe? Inside 4 to go. Qualls, oh man, what a tough play.
This This guy's really good. He's so athletic.
Qualls into double figures with 10.
And people were telling me, you know, he's not really good off the dribble. That was a pretty good dribble move.
Collins, tough shot inside for 2. Back and forth we go, tied at 22. Collins now in doubles with 10 points. Beard, quick shot. And the rebound to Cochran. Collins for 3. Gets his own miss. Back out to Swinton. Cochran. Nice dish to Gordon, and he's fouled by Qualls.
We got baskets, we got balls flying everywhere, and we got shoes coming all over the place. How about that?
Here in Jacksonville, aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Wofford, the 12 seed in the West. Arkansas, the number 5 seed. They are knotted at 22. First 15 minutes and 50 seconds, Wofford did not attempt a free throw. In the last 65 seconds, they've had 5 free throw attempts, counting these 2 for Gordon. And he misses the first. Coming up on AT&T at the half, scores and highlights and the latest NCAA tournament news. It's all coming up on AT&T at the half. Gordon goes 1 out of 2. Wofford back on top as we approach 3 minutes to go in the first half. Qualls spinning and shooting. And players hitting the deck. Qualls is slow to get up behind the play.
Great flash to the ball by Newman.
Swinton misses the lane. Newman collects it. Blocked by Qualls. Qualls is doing everything here for Arkansas. Qualls, nice dish to Portis.
Great pass. Carl Cochran did slip on the floor. Must be a wet spot out there. Newman comes up to help, and nobody comes to help the helper.
Watch the time before. Qualls hitting the deck hard.
Yeah.
And then to make matters worse, Collins fell on top of him. Qualls gets a much-deserved breather.
And now here's that face guard press where they play with nobody on the ball and he's a center fielder giving a little extra help.
Newman, nice dish to Skinner.
And he allowed Skinner, lost sight of him, and allowed him to get behind him.
Seven lead changes in this first half. Right now it's Wofford by 1. Portis guarding Cochran. You called that earlier.
Yeah, they switch everything. They don't care.
Garcia, corner 3 ball. .115 to go in the first half. Portis a quiet 6 points tonight. Durham for 3. Jabril Durham. Arkansas this year is 10-1 when Durham hits a 3. Oh, Newman wide open. Cochran Instead, corner to Allen. That works.
That was such a good shot fake by Cochran there. He got Portis up in the air and threw a dart to Jalen Allen in the corner.
A 12-second differential between game clock and shot clock. And the Wofford fans from Spartanburg, South Carolina, making some noise here in Jacksonville. Portis catches it, and before the putback, he's fouled underneath.
And Wofford's fine because they got one more to give if they want.
First foul on C.J. Newman. And the 5th team foul against the Terriers. And Mike Anderson has called timeout with 21 seconds to go. Shot clock turned off. Arkansas can hold for 1. .21 seconds remain. Wofford leads Arkansas by 1. Winner will take on North Carolina, who earlier tonight held off a very game effort down the stretch from Harvard. Tar Heels won by 2.
Well, we saw Georgia State steal a game from Baylor, and Harvard almost did the exact same thing to North Carolina. Those are the kind of games when you lose, the coach say, how did we lose?
Final 15 in the first half. High-low, great play. Feeding Portis. Knocked out of bounds to Arkansas with 8.5 on the clock.
But this team is very well schooled in their scouting report. Carl Cochran came over to help because they were fronting Bobby Portis, and he knocked it out of bounds. They got to try and get it to Portis. They got to take whatever they can get now.
Durham, great defense. Newman the steal, lost it, and that is how the first half will end. And what a wild first half it was. 9 lead changes. The teams combined to shoot 8 of 15 from beyond the arc. We had a shoe in the stands and a shoe thrown on the court.
And how often does a team play against Arkansas and have only 3 turnovers in a half when they force an average of 16 a game? This Wofford team has really controlled the game, and it's not like Arkansas's not playing hard. Arkansas is playing extremely hard, and these guys are withstanding the pressure.
Let's go over to Jamie Erdahl.
Coach, intense pressure coming to you on defense from Arkansas. How are you guys handling it?
I think we're handling it quite well. I like the pace of the game. I like, you know, our defense has held Arkansas to 27 points here at the half. So, you know, they're playing very well defensively as well. So a long way to go, and we'll play better in the second half.
I heard you compliment your guys at one point for holding Arkansas to just 14 at any given point in the first half. Defensively, is this exactly how you want to play them?
I couldn't be played out any better to this point. Again, a long way to go, but very pleased with, you know, our execution on the defensive end. I thought we've rebounded pretty well also.
Watch out for flying shoes.
I will.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Arkansas averages 78 points per game. They only have 27 at the half. They trail by 1. We'll send you to AT&T at the half after these messages. Wofford on top of Arkansas by 1. You're watching the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship.
At the half, number 12 seed Wofford out in front of 5th seed Arkansas. This is West Region action. 28-27 is the score. Hi everyone, Greg Gumbel in New York along with Clark Kenny and Chuck holding up as we get late into the night. You were saying earlier that we haven't seen a 12 take a 5 yet. You have to admire these low seeds that come in that are fearless.
Yeah, exactly. The Terriers, they made 5 3-pointers in that first half. And the other thing is they did not turn the ball over. And that's what Arkansas thrives on, being able to turn people over so they can get that pace going. And when Arkansas doesn't score, that gives them enough, that takes away an opportunity to try to get into the press. And so far, the pace of the game has been in Wofford's favor.
You know, I'm sitting here looking, you know, sometimes I look at stats. Sometimes. Because you talked about it earlier, it's style of play. Arkansas has 3 points off turnovers.
Yep, that's it.
And 2 points on fast break. That's all you need to tell me. Like Clark just said, they play hectic. They want you to turn the ball over. That speeds up their defense leads to offense. But with only 5 total points on fast breaks and off turnovers, you can see why Wofford's in the game.
And this is why I say you throw seeding out when the tournament starts and you look at matchups. And meaning, you know, I would guarantee that no player on Arkansas has ever seen Wofford play other than the film sessions. So it's kind of like it's like a boxing match. Like Clark's reach, I'm not really sure where it is until I'm face to face with him. Right. So exactly. So on a film, that reach hit me one more time, we'll have a different story. But we a whole different halftime segment. But that reach in person is different from
than what
film.
you see on the film, right?
So you don't know which guy you can really pressure, which guy you can't pressure. It takes and then all of a sudden you're in the game.
Yeah.
And it's too late.
Well
and you're
said.
trying to figure it out. And I think they don't know the reach of Wofford right now. And that's why those turnovers
They better get it figured out.
They better figure it out.
All right, guys, right now it's a 1-point lead for the Terriers of Wofford, 28-27. Let's run.
Halftime in Jacksonville, and 12th seeded Wofford with a 1-point lead on Arkansas. When we come back, the second half between the Terriers and Razorbacks. Don't go anywhere. We're back in a moment. Arkansas back here in Jacksonville with Steve Lapis. I'm Andrew Catalon. Arkansas likes to turn up the pressure defensively. Wofford, to their credit, did a great job in the first half with only 3 turnovers.
Well, Mike Young told us yesterday there were 2 things he was really concerned about: turning the ball over, they only have 3, and rebounding. They're playing them even, playing Arkansas even on the glass. So far everything going well. But even with all that, it's a 1-point game, and they're playing very, very well right now. But Arkansas is bringing a lot of heat. The question is, can they put up another 20 minutes of being able to handle the ball without the pressure getting to them?
Let's take a look at some of the first half numbers from this one, and both teams getting it done from beyond the arc. 5 threes for Wofford, 3 for Arkansas. And just a few moments ago, Jamie Erdahl with Mike Anderson.
Coach, when you prepare for a team like Wofford and you're down 1 at the half, how much has your game plan changed? What did you like about the first half?
Well, number one, I like to see us ratchet it up a little bit. I think the tempo's more to their liking. You know, they're a good 3-point shooting team. I think that's been the biggest difference in this game right now.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Big first half for Michael Qualls of Arkansas. 3 out of 4 for 10 points.
Yeah, he was terrific. He made a couple of threes, a couple of very good passes, too. He was the guy who kind of kept Arkansas in this thing, the only one who could get anything going, because Portis, you know, 2 for 8 from the field, not really getting it going yet. They need him to start asserting himself, especially on the offensive glass.
Here's another telling stat. Arkansas averages close to 8 steals per game. They have just 1 tonight.
I think that speaks to, because I think their pressure has been, I know Mike Anderson said he wants to ratchet it up a little bit. They've been bringing a lot of heat, but Wofford has really handled it extremely well.
Cochran for 3, that won't go. And it's tracked down by Gordon. Justin Gordon, maybe not filling up the box score, but doing the little things for Wofford so far tonight.
I think Mike Young left his jacket in the locker room.
Well, he was sweating pretty good in that interview with Jamie Erdahl, so I don't blame him. And a steal. Second one for Arkansas. Qualls! On Twitter at Mr. Walk on Air. And now you know why he's got that Twitter handle.
Not only that, he dunked it. You know, the ball came all the way out to half court. That's how hard he dunked this thing. Look at this. Look how far out it goes.
And now a travel against Wofford and a turnover. 2 straight turnovers for the Terriers.
That's what teams that press like this do. Eventually, you know, you get a bundle of them in a row sometimes.
Guarded by Cochran. Madden bounces it to Harris. poked away. And Cochran gives it right back. How about Wofford? Already their third turnover of the half. Portis is fouled by Skinner. So Wofford had 3 turnovers in the first 20 minutes and 3 turnovers in just over a minute here in the second.
The last thing that you want if you're Wofford is to let this thing get helter-skelter. Loose balls, you know, everybody diving on the floor. You want this game to be nice and calm as best you can.
Second foul on Lee Skinner. Portis misses the first. Who's going to make the most shots? Who has more points in the second half? If your bracket is already busted, and I think a lot of people are in that category today, play the Capital One NCAA Tournament Run Game on NCAA.com and the March Madness Live app. Portis 0 of 2 at the line. Over to Garcia for the triple.
They're getting sped up pretty good. You can just see it.
Madden behind the back to Harris. That foul is called on Spencer Collins. Well, you just said it right there. The pace of this half is completely different than the first half.
Well, what did Mike Anderson tell Jamie over there? He said, I want to ratchet up the heat. Well, it's been ratcheted up. The question is Wofford going to be able to respond and get the pace back to the way they want it? Is Arkansas going to be able to maintain this kind of intense pressure?
Harris, that shot is good.
They have to attack this pressure. It's too relentless to just try to play pass. You've got to be aggressive, smart aggressive.
Collins got lucky there. He stopped in a bad spot. Nearly a backcourt violation. Skinner's pass deflected, but Garcia recovers with 9 on the shot clock. Cochran. And Portis the other way. Nice dish to Beard to the hoop. No good.
Yeah, that was a poor shot there by Beard.
So far this half, Wofford is 0 for 3 with 3 turnovers. Beard nearly with the steal. Gordon recovers. Gordon off glass. No. Collins the offensive board and the putback. Spencer Collins with a dozen. Qualls fighting inside, and he gets the roll. And a little flex of the muscles after that shot from Michael Qualls.
He's right, that was all strength. I'm surprised he was able to get that to the basket. If Wofford could put up with this for another, 16 minutes, give him credit, because this is some real pressure.
Right now on TBS, LSU and NC State coming right down to the wire, the 8-9 game. And that goes out of bounds to Arkansas, and they are feeling it here. The Arkansas fans going nuts. Well, the big dance is better when you're open to try. Show us you're open to try and go to Coke0.com.
They're playing at least 20% faster than they did in the first half. You can see it. And now they have so many turnovers just in the first 4 minutes of this half.
Well, here it is. 4 turnovers in 7 trips for Wofford in this half. Portis gets position. Could not finish.
He's really not played well.
Swinton sees an opening and puts it in for two.
And that's what you have to do. If somebody's going to pressure you like that, you must use the dribble to go by it.
First bucket of the night for the birthday boy, John Swinton. Harris fakes the three, drives in, and he is fouled. Yolandis Harris will shoot two when we come back. A fast start to the second half. Second round game in the West region. Arkansas leads Wofford by 1. For more on the Razorbacks, we check in with Jamie Erdahl.
Arkansas just hit the gas pedal coming out of the half. Their fitness is off the charts, and that's very much their identity. And while they may be Wofford's nightmare tonight, when they work out, they look like Batman's nightmare. And yes, I do believe that is a Bane reference. The Hogs wear this mask during cardiovascular activities. It makes working out a lot tougher, and it improves their fitness. Mike Anderson has a fitness philosophy, not to bulk these guys up, but to make them the best athletes that they can be. They go through pool workouts with these on, but really it helps them play this exact style that we're seeing right now from Arkansas.
Well, and you know, Jamie, as much as the team works out, Mike Anderson told us yesterday that he works out 7 a.m. every morning with his assistant coaches. They call it the Breakfast Club. And also, about once a month, Mike still plays pickup basketball at 5 o'clock in the morning. And we asked him, you still got it, coach? You know, he said, he didn't say anything, just a wink. And the wink gave it away. Oh, he's still got it.
I wonder if that's a mandatory 5 a.m. for the assistants, or if it's, you know, that they feel like coming to play.
Well, I know with you it was a mandatory 5 a.m.
They are in unbelievable shape. Wofford seems to be, every pass has been like...
Cochran gives the Terriers the lead.
I was going to say every pass is an adventure, and then Cochran knocks that one out.
11 lead changes tonight. And still 15 minutes to go.
Cochran is really good coming off screens.
Portis long two. Portis is 2 for 8 tonight. Remember, coming in his last 2 games, he was 4 for 21. So this is now a 3-game slump for Portis, so there's still time tonight to come out of it. Swinton misses, tipped up to Qualls. What does he want to do? Run. And now, good defense there by Cochran to make him pull it back out to Madden.
Well, their transition defense has been pretty good all night.
Turnaround by Harris.
Not a great shot.
And Skinner slows it up to Swinton.
If you can get Arkansas to play in the half court, you have a much better chance.
Cochran was tipped. And now Watkins limping a little bit, playing defense. Inside 10 on the shot clock. Cochran catch and shoot. Watkins scoop shot. Portis trying to come in, and he does. Cleans it up inside.
That's what happens a lot of time when there's a drive to the basket and people come and help. There's no box out position, and that's how Portis was able to come in and get that one.
Cochran comes off the screen, fires from deep in and out, and the rebound to Madden. Madden, nice dish to Harris, and it poked away. Arkansas fans looking for a foul, no call. Cochran is fouled. You can get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com. Fouls on Rashad Madden. That's his second. And now Cochran Etholon. Cochran, the only player in the country to lead his team in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks.
The blocks thing is the one that's got me. I mean, you've seen guys do 4 guards, but for a 6'1" guard to do 5.
36 blocks this year for Carl Cochran. We showed you earlier they are the shortest team in the tournament in terms of average height at just 6'3". And here are the numbers for Cochran. The SoCon Player of the Year. Senior out of Marietta, Georgia. 1 of 2 at the line. Tied at 36. And now Cochran will get a bit of a breather. And it looks like the trainer is going to take a look at him. He wears that pink wrap on his wrist, but that's not an injury, and there's no significance to the pink either. He just likes it. Feels comfortable wearing the little wrap on his wrist. Watkins for 3, and the rebound to Gordon. Jalen Allen baseline, swatted away by Ja'Cory Williams. And then Kingsley finishes in the lane.
You see 5 guys run the floor harder than Arkansas. I want you to tell me who they are.
And Garcia is fouled. Second on Ja'Cory Williams.
These guys come at you in waves. Great job of coming to meet the ball.
Allen will take that shot. Gotta have that, gets his own rebound. Now it's loose on the floor. Allen still fighting for it, comes away with it, back up with it.
Jalen Allen just wrestles this one away from everybody, and then he's able to put it down. What a nice play.
Ernie Johnson in New York. We're seeing something this day we've never seen in the NCAA tournament. 5 one-point games. This is the 5th one. The tip by B.J. Anya, or the little jump hook in the lane by Anya, gives NC State the 66-65 win over LSU. So 5 one-point games today, 6 in the tournament so far. Andrew.
All right, Ernie, and one of them here in Jacksonville with Georgia State beating Baylor earlier today. And look at the score here, Ernie. A 1-point game, Wofford on top of Arkansas. Over the last 17 minutes, neither team has led by more than 3 points. Williams, too strong. And a foul is called. Wow, that's going against Wofford. Foul's on Eric Garcia.
You know, Arkansas is not a great team in the half court. You know, it's like you can only spend your practice times on so many things. They practice pressing and running. That's what they do best. So when they get stuck in a half court situation, it's not the greatest situation. And that's why the shot selection hasn't been all that good.
Cochran is still on the bench. Jamie Erdahl reported to us he just had a couple of scratches. So nothing serious for Cochran, but he does remain on the bench. Ja'Cory Williams jumper off the front of the rim, and Gordon skies for the rebound. Arkansas started this half shooting 3 of 4 from the floor. Since then, 2 for their last 9. And that's a big block by Ja'Cory Williams.
Great defensive play there, because that was a pretty good offensive play that got him open on the box, and a great play by Williams.
Hey, Manny, watch right here. I'm going up.
Shot clock at 21.
Hey, stay in.
Good zone by Arkansas.
Changing it up on the Terriers with 10 on the shot clock.
It's going to be a 5-second count.
Collins with 4 to shoot, forces one up, and he kicks the roll.
He's pretty good too, by the way.
Collins has 14 points. And a foul on the perimeter against Jalen Allen. That's his second.
That was a lot of strength there, because he looked like he was really tired. He got that to the rim.
Second chance points. Wofford outscoring Arkansas 14-5.
That's unbelievable. That is absolutely unbelievable. If you told Mike Young that was going to happen, he would say no way.
Cochran is back in the game for the Terriers. Madden lost it going up out of bounds, and it will stay with the Razorbacks. Arkansas playing in his first NCAA tournament in 7 years. The 5 seed in the West region in a fight right now with Wofford. Qualls lost it, tipped it, but right out of bounds. That's Wofford basketball.
I will tell you right now that if Wofford continues, they had that flurry of turnovers there for a while, but they've been at 7 for a long time now in this second half. They had a flurry right at the start of the second half, but they've settled down. If they only have 3 turnovers or less the rest of the game, they're going to win this game. Because if Arkansas is not comfortable playing half-court basketball against this defense.
No turnovers in the last 6 minutes for Wofford. Midway through the second half. We've already had 2 wild finishes today in Jacksonville. Are we headed for a third? Collins, 3.
They are really trying to push the pace.
Madden, a lot of contact, no call. And the rebound to Collins. Once again, Wofford trying to slow things down. Remember, the start of this second half, the pace and tempo is in Arkansas's favor. Since that little flurry by the Razorbacks, Wofford has flipped it right back.
Tempo, tempo, tempo. We used to have a little saying, TNT, tempo negates turnovers.
It's also the channel we're on right now. Very good, coach. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Cochran, no. Followed by Newman, no. And Portis comes away with it. Qualls, the finish. No stopping him when he goes up to jam. "16 points for Michael Qualls. 13 lead changes, 6 ties, and a 1-point game with 8.5 to go. And a foul is called on Arkansas. That's the foul on Anton Beard. You can be that guy that knows everything about your favorite teams before the rest of your friends. Download the Team Stream app from Bleacher Report to get all your team's news first. Second foul on Beard, and again, the crew here in Jacksonville trying to dry the floor.
I think Mike Young has done a very good job, too, of shuffling his bench. He doesn't have a deep bench, but he's done a great job of getting guys in and out and getting them rest because it's that kind of game.
28 wins for Wofford this year. That's a school record. 16-2 in the Southern Conference, and they won the SoCon title game, defeating Furman by 3. That was 10 days ago. A long layoff for the Terriers, and they're getting after it tonight against Arkansas. Cochran. Newman fighting for it. Skinner in there. Portis rips it away. Qualls. Who's having fun?
Wow, what an exchange. Jalen Allen. Qualls goes down and throws it, and then Jalen Allen knocks a 3 in transition. This is the guy that's got to get going. Number 10, Bobby Portis.
Madden slipped, goes to the ground, turnover. Wofford has it, and they have numbers. Cochran, Garcia couldn't handle it, but recovers. Allen, another three. Newman, the offensive board. Allen drives right in, and he is fouled.
Michael Qualls. Talk about a Twitter handle. That's my man right there. That is some walking on air. Are you kidding?
.704 to go, second half. Here's our game summary. Wofford leads by 2, 7 threes for the Terriers tonight. Arkansas has turned it over 10 times, but Michael Qualls is putting on a show. You mentioned his Twitter handle, @Mr. Walk on Air. Oh, he's walking on air tonight.
Give the man a tweet. He deserves a couple, let me tell you, because he is a high flyer, as high a jumper you're going to see in college basketball. But he also could knock down the three, does a lot of good things, and he's been the guy that's keeping Arkansas in this.
3 huge dunks this half for Michael Qualls. And his Razorbacks trail by 2.
Oh, don't go there.
Trapped in the corner, trying to call a timeout, and he gets it. Garcia calls timeout with 7:02 to go, second half. Approaching midnight in Jacksonville, aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Wofford has a 2-point lead on Arkansas as we send it over to Jamie Erdahl.
Andrew, that is the exact message coming out of the Wofford huddle. Mike Young is fired up. He said, guys, you have 7 minutes to play. You're up 2. Find a way to get out of Jacksonville, out of the gym tonight with a win. He was very adamant about coming to the ball. Make yourself available. It sounds like a simple message, but we saw him get caught in the corner. He wants to avoid those situations.
Cochran lost it going up, and Beard has it. And that's their first turnover in close to 9.5 minutes.
Bobby Portis, SEC Player of the Year. This guy's come to play. But Bobby Portis has been really not good.
Yeah, Qualls has bailed out Arkansas as we're tied at 44.
They need a good possession here now, Wofford.
Great dunking. And a foul is called. Nearly a 3-point opportunity for Lee Skinner.
This is what you call a very, very strong dunking. You're going to freeze. Look how he's setting his man up. He's taking Portis into the lane, and then he's going to reverse pivot and seal him up. That is some great footwork right there.
So Skinner to the line with 6:12 to go. You can see Skinner on his left shoulder has the Wofford W tattooed. He loves his school. He is the vocal leader of this team. Mike Young says that sometimes in timeouts that Skinner is yelling so much that Young doesn't even say anything. It's Skinner leading the huddle. And he goes 2 of 2 at the line.
They just have to continue to keep Arkansas in the half court.
Portis misses in close. Portis is 3 for 10 tonight. Seven ties, 15 lead changes. The largest lead for either team is 5.
They've been using the dribble, Wofford, very efficiently to get out of these traps. Not dribbling too much, dribbling just the right amount.
Skinner gets the contact, and he's going back to the line.
You know, the one thing you can't do against a team like Arkansas is dribble too much. That's when they come after you. They're getting trapped. They're dribbling out of traps. They're just using it the right amount in the half court to get out of trouble.
It's 2 shots for Skinner, but also Wofford will be shooting the rest of the way, as that was the 7th team foul against the Razorbacks. Well, after all the games are over. Matt Weiner, Seth Davis, Mateen Cleaves, and Virginia Tech head coach Buzz Williams have all the highlights and analysis on Inside March Madness, presented by Buick, only on True TV. Skinner misses them both. Wofford is 7 for 12 at the line tonight. Portis. Now Harris puts it on the deck. Kick out to Bell. He drives in. 14-footer. In and out. Portis cleans it up. And the foul.
That time Portis did a good job of hanging around the basket. He's the biggest guy on the floor. And but he's got to impose his will. He pushed his own guy out of the way, Alandis Harris, to get the position down there and get what he wants. He has to assert himself in these last 5:21 if they want this season to continue.
Portis had 10 double-doubles in SEC play this year, now one in the NCAA Tournament. He's got 10 points and 13 rebounds. And another lead change as Arkansas pulls back in front by 1. Lead changes tonight. And a foul is called on Wofford. And that's going to go on Collins, who is still down on the ground. Collins thought it was an offensive foul on Qualls pushing off.
You know what? It's a matter of who hit who first.
So Qualls at the line. He's got 20 points tonight on 8 of 9 shooting, and this is a 1-and-1. And Collins gets the rebound off the miss. 5 minutes to go in Jacksonville. And Wofford looking for its first ever NCAA tournament win. They lead by 1.
They'd like to give Cochran a shot. And he's so good coming off screens. They love those pin downs. Here he comes off that screen now.
Cochran for 3. Newman the offensive board. Back out Garcia. Fresh 35. Collins attacks and he's fouled. Fouls on Beard. That's his second.
Newman is playing one heck of a game for a guy who's got 2 points. 5 rebounds and assists, really playing hard and using his strength.
And that's his MO. Coming into the game, Newman with 153 rebounds and 138 points. He's not going to score much, but he'll do those little things, especially on the glass.
Know your role. A lot of times kids don't know their roles. They don't want to be what they are. This kid is doing that on a team that's 28-6.
Substitutions for Wofford, Allen and Swinton back in. Garcia and Collins get a break with 4:28 to go.
They ran a play to get Portis the ball in the low box.
Here's Portis. And foul is called. That's on C.J. Newman, his 3rd.
Well, you're going to see, here comes the up screen for Portis, and he comes down to the box and gets fouled.
Two shots for Portis. He makes the first. Bobby Portis from Little Rock. There's only one school he wanted to go to, and that was Arkansas. His role model and AAU coach growing up was Corliss Williamson, of course, of Arkansas fame. And there's only 2 Arkansas players who have ever won SEC Player of the Year, Williamson and Portis this year. His 2 free throws make it a 1-point game.
And he's in his stance guarding Jalen Allen. 6'10" Bobby Portis.
Madden out on Cochran. Gets rid of it to Gordon. 12 on the shot clock. Gordon draws the double. Finds Newman underneath. Swatted by Portis. Shot clock does not reset. Cochran up with it. And a foul is called. With the shot clock winding down.
Bobby Portis starting to come alive now on both ends of the floor. Swatting that one.
We're back with our tournament summary. Good day for the Pac-12, ACC, and Big East. And how about that nugget right there? 5 games today decided by 1 point. That's an NCAA tournament record for a single day of the tournament. We already had one in Jacksonville with Georgia State beating Baylor. And our score right now, Wofford 50, Arkansas 49, another 1-point game.
And right now, I think if you're Arkansas, you're probably going to have to play in the half court with Cochran at the free throw line. You got to try and get Portis the ball. He seems to be really asserting himself now. Last time down, they set an up screen with one of the guards, a small to big screen, which is a good thing because they can't switch it and get him the ball. But if you're Wofford, you got to double him aggressively and make him kick it out. They're not really shooting well from 3. Go get him.
Cochran is 4 of 16 shooting today, but he has 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. And a 2-point game. In the last 24 minutes, nobody has led by more than 3.
Great pass.
Madden ties it up at 51.
Portis is making it all happen now.
Well, you said it, go to that last time out. He has come to life for the Razorbacks. 13 points, 13 rebounds for Bobby Portis, the SEC Player of the Year. Collins, back out to Garcia. Cochran comes off the screen. Cochran, 17-footer. And Madden fights for the rebound.
Good defense that time by Arkansas and Cochran.
And Cochran with a bump. And that's a 1-and-1. 19 foul against the Terriers. Cochran's now missed his last 6 shots.
You know, really, Madden, he was just running straight down, and Madden bumped into him.
And they just showed that replay on the scoreboard here in Jacksonville, and the Wofford fans not liking that, but Madden misses the front end. .240 to go. The winner will see North Carolina on Saturday in the round of 32. Cochran has missed 7 in a row.
He keeps on shooting. Well, he's their guy.
Harris guarded by Skinner. Madden now nowhere to go. And back out to Harris, and Arkansas will reset.
Pretty good defense by Wofford there. A lot of good help.
Portis lays it in. Arkansas takes a 2-point lead.
I think that Wofford's got to drive it. They were successful off the dribble, getting to the foul line.
Garcia, long 2 is good.
That was in Portis' face.
That's his first bucket of the night. He was scoreless until that shot. Harris trying to answer, and the foul!
Big miscommunication that time by Wofford. You can see Carl Cochran is really upset because they didn't have the right guys. This is a great shot, but then they come down the other end, and they don't have guys pointed out. You gotta know who you have.
Timeout, Wofford. Add its name to the list, and in the process, pick up the first tournament win in program history. Right now, they trail by 2 with 1:40 to go. And Yolandis Harris is at the line trying to finish off a 3-point play.
As good a game as they've played defensively, they've really gotten a little lax the last couple of possessions, just being a little confused and not talking it out.
And now Mike Anderson calls timeout. Arkansas has 3 remaining, Wofford with 2. Tomorrow with the Infinity NCAA tip-off show on True TV at 11 a.m. Eastern. 16 games across TBS, CBS, TNT, and True TV tomorrow. You decide the games to watch. It's already been a wild day and a wild night now here in Jacksonville. Now 5 years ago to the day, Wofford was here in Jacksonville. They had a late lead on 4th-seeded Wisconsin, could not seal the deal. 5 years later, can they knock out 5th-seeded Arkansas? Right now the Terriers trail by 3.
And they need to get something, I think, going to the basket here.
Cochran has missed 7 in a row. Back out Collins, fakes the 3, trips, gets rid of it as he goes to the ground. Now Collins doesn't get the roll. Wofford wanted basket interference.
I don't think so.
I agree with you.
Got to play solid defense now. No reason to foul. It's a 3-point game. But you need a good possession. They haven't had a couple of good defensive possessions in the last minute.
Final minute. And Mike Anderson calls another timeout. Arkansas now with 2 remaining and 53 seconds to go. With 2 timeouts remaining, each team shooting 2 free throws the rest of the way. And Arkansas has the ball on the possession arrow with 53.6 to go.
I'm going to guess there's not much of a secret here. You got the SEC Player of the Year. You're running a play for Bobby Portis, especially the way he's picked it up in the last 5 minutes.
16 seconds on the shot clock for the Razorbacks.
Not so bad to get him and Qualls on the same side of the floor.
Portis has scored 7 points in the last 4.5 minutes.
Same play they ran before.
They feed Portis, guarded by Newman. Portis back out to Madden with 2 on the shot clock. Fires in and out, and Garcia tracks down the rebound.
What a great box out by Garcia.
There's a half a second differential.
They got to attack this. They got to go quick, too, because they're down 3.
Half a second between game clock and shot clock.
If this thing gets under 5, Arkansas may foul. They're up 3, and they should foul if it gets under 5. Not yet.
10 seconds to go. Cochran for the tie. In and out. Rebound to Collins. Collins
They got a foul.
to Skinner. Garcia for the tie. No! And Arkansas hangs on. Wofford had 2 good looks on that last possession.
Great looks by Cochran, Garcia, 2 very good 3-point shooters, wide open, really, both of them. I thought when it got under 5, Arkansas should have fouled, and they were this close to having that game tied up.
Here's another look at that final sequence.
I mean, you're going to see here, they lose. Bobby Portis just leaves. Cochran's one of the best 3-point shooters you'll find anywhere. Good job of getting this ball reversed quickly. Another good 3. But they should have fouled. This could have been one of those ones that snake bite. Now, it's hard when you're on the fly because the possession started with 30 seconds. But once it got under 5, that would have been a perfect time to foul. Up 3, put them to the foul line and win the game. But they didn't make the tying 3, so they get away.
3 of the 4 games in Jacksonville today came down to the final possession.
Good for us.
Good for basketball. Arkansas with its 27th win of the year, and they will now take on North Carolina in the round of 32 on Saturday. Wofford almost had their first ever NCAA tournament win, and credit to Bobby Portis who didn't play great in the first half, turned it on late. And right now, Jamie Erdahl is with Michael Qualls.
Michael, we know what that game looked like, but what was it like to get past them?
You know, it was just a relief. You know, Wofford, shout out to them. They came, they played an awesome game. You know, they put pressure on our guards the whole game. You know, we just want to stay diligent and keep our heads in the game.
In the end, was it the physicality that was the difference maker?
Oh yeah, you know, we had to keep penetrating on the inside because, like I said, they got a lack of size. You know, but shout out to their guards. They played magnificent. They put pressure on us. They really didn't let us press them how we wanted to, and so. You know, we just came out, we got the victory tonight.
All right, thanks, and good luck on Saturday. Now, Coach Mike Anderson, you told me you wanted to ratchet up the intensity at the half. Is that the solution in the end?
I thought we did. I thought we saw the difference in the game. We come out, our defense generated a dunk. I thought it got our energy going. You know, maybe the nerves in the first half that took place, but I thought the fatigue factor was big going down the stretch, whether it be free throw lines or Cochran making those shots. I mean, he had some great open looks there at the end, and we're fortunate.
In the end, there was never a bigger lead change than 3 points. How much confidence do you have in this group, though, to close it out?
We've been in a lot of close games, and I think that experience, our guys are drawing on it. They never panic. Different guys made big plays. I took Kai Madden out of the game. I thought he was a little rattled. And then he settled down and came in. I thought he led this team to victory.
Hopefully they're not rattled on Saturday against North Carolina.
Well, we got a tall task, but we're going to enjoy this to midnight and then get ready for the Tar Heels.
We're already past midnight, Coach. Are you going to wait a whole day?
Oh, we are? Well, we got a couple of minutes then.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mike Anderson taking his third different team to the NCAA tournament, and now a win here with Arkansas, and there's the matchup on Saturday. Boy, does that look good. The 4-5 game in the West region between North Carolina and Arkansas. Mike Anderson with a nice embrace with Mike Young. A great game here in Jacksonville, and that'll do it for Steve Lapis and Jamie Erdahl. I'm Andrew Etholon. The tournament continues live right now on CBS and True TV. We'll send it to the studio after these messages. Rebound to Collins. Collins to Skinner. Garcia for the tie. No! And Arkansas hangs on.
There just isn't a whole lot to complain about on this first full day of the NCAA tournament. Welcome to the road to the Final Four, everyone. The game you just watched, Arkansas just getting past Wofford 56-53. Up next for the Razorbacks, Kenny Smith's North Carolina Tar Heels. You know, Wofford, a valiant effort, but you're not going to win many games just shooting 32%.
No, you're not, and I thought Arkansas's defense picked up in the second half, and then they just made enough plays down the stretch. Michael Qualls was terrific, shot a high percentage, led the Hogs in scoring, but the defense picked up, and then you make plays late, and you move on.
How's Arkansas look to you?
I think, you know, early on just a little apprehensive about what Wofford could do and what they could not do. I think overall, too, if you just look at it from a basketball standpoint, I don't think there was a clear advantage that Arkansas had. They just had one more possession that went well for them. You know, if you look at the statistics, you know, from turnovers to shot selections to field goal percentage, all of those things were probably even out. But I just thought one more possession, Arkansas was able to play better, but it could have flipped either way. So that was a tight fight ball game.
Well, I thought Qualls said his answer at the end of the game. He says, you know, their guards played terrific. We couldn't turn them over, and they controlled the tempo of the game. And that's when you play against Arkansas. Like I said, they want to speed you up. When you hold them down on fast break points and points off turnovers, that's the key when you play against them. VCU plays the exact same way. Louisville plays the way. They switch it up a little bit, but they want to put pressure and speed the tempo up.
And that'll be interesting because, like you said, Louisville, that is kind of a Louisville-type defense in North Carolina playing Louisville earlier this year in the ACC. So it's going to be interesting because North Carolina wants to speed it up as well.
Bottom line on this game, Arkansas 56-53. They move on to play North Carolina. Still more games going on right now. Kentucky and Hampton on CBS. Georgetown and Eastern Washington on True TV. Next on TNT, stay tuned for CSI New York. That's all for us for now. Some of us are heading to bed. Some are heading out.
I'm going to bed, man. I'm going to bed.
We'll see you back here for more second-round action in less than 12 hours. For
I think
all
they
of
knew
us
which one was which.
here in New York.
I think they had to put
Good
names
night,
on it.
everybody.
I think they figured it out.
They just would have said old people going to bed, young people got to have.
I was just going to say, I'm glad there were separate beds.